Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any
That's called white
goddamn
guilt.
fucking use
No,
of
let
my
it talk,
friend,
buddy.
of my son. Let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
Promote you.
You are creating more Austin Metcalfs.
Oh my God.
So there was a protest over the weekend, a Protect White America protest. So there was a Protect White America protest in Texas. If you guys saw the video on Friday that I put up with, I think we were talking about it with Jason Whitlock. He was interviewing this guy, Jake Lang, I believe his name is. And he put together a protest that goes against, that protects white Americans from the violent activities based on Black culture and how white people are suffering from violent actions based on Black people and Black culture. So he decided to put on a rally that is going to be in Texas, you know, to support Austin Metcalf and to support white Americans. Jason Whitlock thought that it was a problem, that he doesn't realize that he's being used to push this race war agenda that people seem to be pushing. When I tell y'all this, hold on. Let me, before I even said any of that, I should have said Austin Metcalf's dad, Jeff Metcalf, is an American hero. He is an American hero. Maybe a humanity hero, a global hero. Now, I don't know much about Jeff Metcalf, but I'm basing what I'm getting ready to show y'all. I'm basing what I said based on what I've been presented of him. Now, maybe something new will come out that says, they were right. He's a white supremacist. Maybe something will come out. I don't know. Maybe something will come out where he'll have one of these Kanye robes on. I don't know. If so, I'll adjust my position on him. But Jeff Metcalf is an American hero, and I'm getting ready to show y'all why. I'm getting ready to show y'all why. Right now, during a time where people are trying to create this next race war, where everything is made about race, you got race. You got the Democrats and the liberals, because they lost, they're upset. They're trying any and everything to push against Donald Trump. And the biggest card they can play is this race card. But I believe this gentleman made a mistake. And he made the mistake in thinking that perhaps white America is as interested in white victimhood as much as Black people are. See, Black people have always been sold by the Democratic Party victimhood. Be a victim. Vote for us. We're the only ones that can save you, help you, right? So Black people have bought into it. Apparently, based on this rally, white people haven't bought into it as much. Certain white people, I would say. Now, if this was on the Democratic side, they probably have a whole lot more people. But I guess they didn't get the turnout that they were looking for. Let's just play the video. Let's just play the video. I'm talking too much. Somebody wrote that on one of my videos the other day. The comments, they're like, "Yeah, you talking too much." I said, "I appreciate the interaction and engagement. I'll take that into consideration."
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
So as you can see in the beginning, there was actually more new media members and police than there were actual people that attended the rally. Oh, God bless America, right? So this gentleman that put on the rally, I'm getting ready to show y'all a conversation between him and Austin Metcalf's dad. Listen to Austin Metcalf's dad. And matter of fact, no, before that, all right, I'm gonna show you that. Afterwards, remind me to show you guys Austin Metcalf's dad's response to right after his son got killed, in which he said, Hold on. Do I have it? Oh man, I really wish I had it. Austin Metcalf interview. Jeff Metcalf. Hold on. Let me see if I have it on here. Jeff Metcalf. The reason why I want to show y'all his response after Sun. The reason why I want to play it is because right after this situation happened, they interviewed Jeff Metcalf, and he said, I do not wish for any harm on the other person's family. I got it right here. Hold on. We're going to play this. I gotta play this in a sequence. My apologies. I just got to make sure that y'all get everything. I know this may just be a me thing, and y'all may not want to hear it, but I got to go back and just play this for y'all. Give me a second. All right. Let me put this back on. I want y'all to hear everything. Why I think this man is an American hero.
Okay. Well, Jeff, take me through, as far as you know, the events of this morning. What happened? How did you get the call? How did you figure out what happened to your son?
Well, it started with a call from his football coach who was not at the track meet and said, I think Austin has been stabbed. And I said, where at? And he said, Kukendall Stadium. And I said, I'm on my way. So I drove up there, went through a load of police officers, and was able to see my son on the gurney with a huge hole and blood all over him, and they were pumping him. He wasn't breathing, and his eyes were rolled back in his head. So I had to find his brother. They're twins. And so I found Hunter and tried to get him under control the best we could. And then I loaded him up in my car, and we drove to the hospital as quickly as possible. And we waited. And when the doctors came in and said that he didn't make it, it was tough. My son took it extremely hard. Mm-hmm. I'm still in shock, to be honest. I mean, I'm numb. So it really hasn't hit me. And I don't believe any parent should ever have to bury their child. And I pray that, maybe there's changes made as far as security or things like that. And maybe we can learn from this and try to turn a tragedy into something positive to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else's child. I don't want parents to feel like I feel today. So I've already forgiven the person who stabbed him. God's going to take care of everything. God's taking care of my son. I kissed him. When I kissed him goodbye for the last time, I told him it's not goodbye, it's see you later. So I just have to trust in God and my faith to pull us through. I don't understand his plan. We're all subject to trial and tribulations. God didn't say life was going to be fair or wasn't going to be hard, but he said he'll always be beside you and never leave your side. So we're going to lean deep into our faith. There's a vigil tonight at our church at 7 o'clock. I will be attending also. The outpouring of students and coaches and friends and family that showed up at the hospital immediately. It was just shows the way my son touched people's lives. He was voted team MVP of the football team this year. He carried a 4.0. He was National Honor Society. He's ranked in the top 50 of the state in his position. He's having D1 colleges contact him. He had a great life ahead of him. And to be taken away, it's such a tragedy. I mean, I can't even tell you how I feel because I don't know how I feel. I feel numb at the moment. Yeah. I just hope that this doesn't happen to any other parent and their child. But I do hope for justice. Because this is unacceptable.
And the fact that, someone was immediately taken into custody, they know who did this. They are charging him with murder.
I wanted to just play that first clip, and I tried not to interrupt at all because, I couldn't, and I don't want to, and I hope I'm never in those shoes. And I hope nobody's ever in those shoes again. I mean, that's what I hope. This man said, I already forgave. This is the same day that his son was murdered. And you know what's so funny? And I'm going to talk about it a little bit later on in the next video I'm going to show y'all. But there was a point in time in my life where I was so perhaps pissed off and ready to fight something because I just felt like, yo, this is unfair, to where a situation like this would happen and I would get pissed off at people for forgiving the person that did it.
Ew. Sorry to interrupt the video. We got a new challenge. 20,000 by the end of April. We fell short in March, but we're gonna get our goal this month. Thank you all in advance for those that are gonna continue to like, subscribe, maybe even leave some comments and let us know how we're doing. And on that note, let me let y'all get back to the video and I'll see y'all soon. Ew.
So soon. Yeah. And to hear this father say that he not only forgives the kid, he talks about he wouldn't want any parent to experience this, talks about how you can turn a tragedy into a learning experience, says that, you know, God's going to take care of our family. He didn't say that God's going to take care of and put punishment and bring justice on the kid who did this. He didn't say any of that. This man didn't say any of that. Now, I don't know, or it would be hard in my mind to think that the same day that your child is murdered or even just dies, you know what I mean? If it was a different situation, it would be very hard for me to sit here and think, because I think a lot of people, well, let me just say it, to think that, oh, well, this could potentially be a situation that tears the country apart. So let me just go up here and just say something that's going to, maybe he did think that. Maybe, matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he did think like, yo, this is not a racial issue. Maybe, I don't know what was going through his mind. Maybe I shouldn't even have brought that up. I'm just going based off of what he just expressed. Now I want to show y'all the other video that I was getting ready to show y'all. Take a look at this video. Take a look at this video and let me get your thoughts.
Americans, fight.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Jeff.
So Jake is calling Jeff Metcalf's dad. This gentleman, the black guy holding the phone, he came on behalf of Jeff Metcalf. He heard about this guy, Jake Lang, putting together this rally, and this guy came and wanted to put Austin Metcalf's dad on the phone to talk to the guy that was organizing the rally. And you guys tell me what you think about what happens next.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody even knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk. But my son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
In history, this is the shift where white people will no longer...
We have heard that 500,000 children have died.
Imagine that. Imagine that. And this is how, see, the same way that Jeff Metcalf called out Jake Lang for all this race baiting and trying to create something out of his son's death. Perhaps that should have been my perspective when it came to a whole lot of these other Black Lives Matter type of killings. And when I say Black Lives Matter, I'm talking about the ones that Black Lives Matter pulls up on. Black Lives Matter is never going to pull up in Chicago to try to stop the violence and stop 13-year-old kids from killing each other. They're not pulling up for that. They only want to pull up when there's a check to be made. These attorneys that align themselves with the Black Lives Matter and all this, they only want to pull up when there's money to be made on their particular case. So imagine if this approach was applied to maybe other people. Now there's probably a whole bunch of black people going to say, well, we don't have the same history in this country, so therefore, cool. We could, no two things are going to be the same, right? So we can never judge, right? We can never judge anything else because no two things are the same. Cool. But I have to imagine that our country would have been, and humanity would have been in a much worse place if Jake Lang's father would have decided to play this particular incident out like how Black Lives Matter pushes black people to play this incident out. Now, I'm going to show y'all another video. I'm going to show you another video. I believe I have it up here. Okay. This is a video. So that press conference that Carmelo Anthony's family gave, where you saw, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, his mother was speaking and she was talking about some of the things that they're dealing with, people lying on them, which people have, about like the money that they're using or the money that they raised or a group raised and how they're using it to buy a new house, buy this. I believe the majority of those things were lies. I didn't, at that point, I don't think they even were able to take out the money yet. This same press conference that I'm referring to, I did not know that Jeff Metcalf went there. And he went there with intentions because he thought that, well, let's hear the intentions. I'm not even sure. I haven't even seen this clip that I'm getting ready to play. But based on what I read before, he went there to try to show some type of unity. Now, some people will say, well, no, that's just a play. He's just doing this. Based on what the guy said, you just saw the guy. You just saw him. He's either the greatest actor in the world, which he could be, or he's just who he presented himself in that video on probably the worst day of his life and what will be the worst day for a lot of our lives. What's up, Anthony's? So here we have Jeff Metcalf, who wanted to go to the press conference. Now, I'm assuming that the Carmel, well, let's just see what happened. Let's just see what happened. I don't need to keep talking. Let's just see what happened. Like I said, I haven't seen this clip. It's only 30 seconds. So it looks like Dallas police is walking in. Look like a dope coffee shop. So they're escorting Jeff Metcalf. So they're escorting him out. I actually want to look up a different Jeff Metcalf. Hold on. I want to look up, see if I can find another one. My fault. I should have. I don't think that they have much video on it because I don't think he made really a big deal out of it. I'm going to be totally honest. Jeff Metcalf attends Carmelo Anthony press conference. Let's see if that comes up. Let's see this video. At first, I'm looking like, is he trying to wear the shades to blend it? I don't know. I'm just. Okay, so apparently we're not going to get any. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's any voice, or we're not going to hear anything about it. But
hello, everyone. We are about to.
Are we going to get some? All right. So pretty much. All right. So let me just
start it.
I didn't think there was one, but at least that goes to show you that he was there. Now, I believe in what I read that he went there to pray with the family, show some signs of unity. Probably if it was me, I would just want to hear, like, you know, how are they going to present this? I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that, and can you imagine this? Let me ask y'all this. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed and Black Lives Matter tried to come to a press conference or something that the other side, right, the op was throwing? Could you imagine the scene that would have been created? The scene that would have been created if the roles were reversed. That man left respectfully from what I could see, didn't raise his voice to the point where we don't have any audio, didn't try to make a scene, nothing. Nothing. Didn't feed into it. That's why I'm calling this man an American hero. That's why I'm calling him an American hero. So it's funny. I even when I was making the title for this show, I still didn't want to put Austin Metcalf in it. Didn't want to put a picture of it. Like I told y'all before, something doesn't feel right about putting Austin Metcalf or Carmelo Anthony on a thumbnail in order to get people to watch this. Now, maybe more people would hear that. It just didn't feel right. So I just put his dad. And I don't know. I'm just very grateful for his dad. I am worried that a lot of these powers that be are trying to create chaos, to create as much division as they can between us. And I don't think that it benefits us at all. I just think that it benefits the people that are trying to use the race baiting, the Jake Langs out here, the people that are comfortable, you know, saying that, hey, you're causing more killings by you forgiving this person. And like I said, I have to be honest. There were times in my life where if a parent of a child, or let's say the Charleston shooting with Dylan Roof, when the church came out and said, well, we forgive Dylan Roof off the jump, I was pissed off. I'm like, nah, how y'all going to forgive him? And this is just my thoughts. I said, how you going to forgive him? People died that weren't even your family members. How are you going to forgive somebody? That's not for you to forgive somebody. And I do kind of think, it's funny, I do think that, where it's like, if something happens to me, how are you going to forgive them for what happens to me? Like, it happened to me. Like, I got to forgive them. You know what I mean? Now, when their person is no longer here and their father's here, and I don't know, it's just a very sad and unfortunate situation. And I really wish that we could do exactly what Jeff Metcalf said the day that his child was killed. And that's to use this tragedy as a learning experience, so no other parent has to go through this again. That's where I'm gonna leave it. So there's one post that I want to show y'all that I came across when it comes to this AI stuff. I was supposed to actually show. Well, actually, let's lighten it up a little bit. Hold on. If we can. I know, obviously, after a situation like that, you know, some people may say it's not even appropriate to try to, you know, change the mood. But hey, you know, we gotta address it as it is, and then we all got to obviously move on with our days. But having the right perspective, I believe, is going to put us in the best position to see things clearly. So this was sent to me the other day, and it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.